Toynbee idea in movie 2001, Resurrect Dead on Planet Jupiter. Did a lone man with a modified car start the whole folklore urban myth of the Toynbee Tiles? Inside, the mystery of the Toynbee Tiles, eerie mosaics, with messages about reviving dead people on Jupiter. For decades, the Toynbee Tiles have been appearing on the streets of Philadelphia and other cities across America, bearing bizarre inscriptions. But no one knows who is behind them or what purpose they serve. Toynbee Tiles. One example of a Toynbee tile, bearing the original cryptic message alluding to Stanley Kubrick's 2001, A Space Odyssey, and the philosopher Arnold Toynbee. Since the 1980s, colorful license plate-sized mosaic tiles have mysteriously appeared on city streets, most commonly bearing the phrase, Toynbee idea in Kubrick's 2001 Resurrect Dead on Planet Jupiter. These strange tiles, dubbed the Toynbee Tiles, first began popping up in Philadelphia. But over the decades, they have been spotted in roughly 24 major American cities, including New York, Pittsburgh, Cleveland, St. Louis, Chicago, Boston, and Washington, D.C. Before 2011, there seemed to be a gradual decline in the number of new Toynbee tiles that were being placed. But that year saw the release of Resurrect Dead, The Mystery of the Toynbee Tiles, a documentary about the tiles, and in the mid-2010s, Toynbee tiles began reappearing in cities across the country and parts of South America. Yet despite their decades-long prominence, it's unclear who is behind the Toynbee tiles, what they mean, or why they appeared in the first place. What are the Toynbee tiles? The Toynbee tiles are described by Paste magazine as a public art project of indefinite purpose, made from linoleum and asphalt sealant. Generally, it's believed that the tiles are covered in tar paper and dropped from cars in the summer months, and that the combination of heat, asphalt sealant, and foot traffic helps to affix them to the street and wear the paper down. The tiles are colorful mosaics, roughly the size of a license plate. Originally, they all sported a version of the original phrase, Toynbee idea in Kubrick's 2001 Resurrect Dead on Planet Jupiter, though some of the more recent ones, since the 2010s revival, feature phrases like House of Hades, the resurrection of Toynbee's idea in society, 2012. It isn't clear if these new tiles are the brainchildren of the original tiler, or simply equally odd copycats. Still, the message of the original Toynbee tiles has continued to stump the general public for nearly 4 decades, though there are several theories about who is behind them and what their message may have been. Some say it was Severino C.V. Verna, a recluse who became obsessed with John Keel's mention of a UFO cult. The UFO cult believed that the Great Red Spot of Jupiter was in reality a space ark collecting the souls of the dead and recreating bodies for them in an artificial version of Earth within the interior of the Great Red Spot. His obsession with this idea caused Severino Verna to make shortwave broadcasts and even call into a local radio talk show to tell people about his beliefs. Ultimately, the UFO cult became Heaven's Gate,